All right, let's roast this pig.
You think you can fix me?
Jean, you are not broken.
All right, folks. So, Martian here, writer, gamer, and rogue PC builder extraordinaire. What is broken here is the X-Men series. It has been long since over. This crew, at least, is what we're getting is the crew from First Class. I actually kind of like this crew. They're not bad. I love Patrick Stewart. I loved him. He was the best Professor Xavier that has been on film or in any kind of cartoons, anything. But the guy's getting old, so they had to get some other people in there. Um, but this isn't bad. Now I can't show you all this video, unfortunately, because I already tried it once, got a copyright strike. But let me just show you a couple parts here. She's coming through. Looks like she accidentally, or I don't know, on purpose, kills her parents somehow. This is Jean Grey, of course. So let's skip ahead a bit here. This is from Fox, and we've got the whole crew back here. They're at it again.
Jean lost control, but she's still our friend. This is your...
So, yeah, so we've got, like I said, we've got the whole crew back. Jennifer Lawrence reapprising her role as Mystique, making Mystique a way, way bigger character in the movies than she was in the comic books. I know she was huge in the comics. All the X-Men were huge in the comics. I mean, there were so many X-Men comic books out there. They were all huge at one point or another. But definitely made her more out, I think, in the comic books or in the movies than she was in the comics. Um, so who else we got here? Michael Fassbender back as Eric Leshner as Magneto. I think he's always done a really good job as Magneto. I really like him. Again, Jennifer Lawrence as Mystique. Joining is it or was she in one of the other ones? Was it it's Sophie Turner as Jean Grey, the Phoenix, and obviously Dark Phoenix. Everyone likes Sophie Turner. Everybody likes Game of Thrones. They like her there. Her acting, I don't know. I mean, yeah, I like her, but she's a little bit wooden in Game of Thrones. I have to say, in in this last couple seasons, though, she's really kind of come out of it. She's really kind of come out into her own, and I think her acting has gotten quite a bit better. Here we see her obviously turning into Dark Phoenix. So what's happened with this movie is obviously they needed to rush this out. It was pretty clear they needed to rush this out. Disney bought them. They needed to get all of the X-Men stuff out that they could when they could. They've got people with contracts, people that that are looking for money for this. They have money due them. If Disney takes over, I think that changes the contract situation. I'm not entirely sure, but I know it's much better for them that they get this stuff out as soon as possible before Disney and Marvel take over and just gobble this stuff up and incorporate it into them. So, you know, so what are we thinking of this? The one thing we can see by looking at some of the scenes here, there's Michael Fassbender, there's Jennifer Lawrence. The one thing you'll notice, not a lot of special effects in this. It's a fair amount of practical effects, but not a lot of special effects. And I think that was one of the reasons was because they really needed to get this. They really needed to get this out. There's a good, nice picture of Sophie, or Sansa, if you prefer. But yeah, so they needed to get this out as soon as possible. Now, there's people thinking that maybe we might even see a credit sequence alluding to the MCU. I really kind of doubt that. It would be nice. It would be amazing, but I really doubt it. They would have to, I mean, if they're going to do that in this film, then that means they're drawing all these actors and all these characters into the MCU. That's going to be really hard. Quicksilver is in this film as portrayed in the last in one of the last films in this series, and they've already portrayed him in Avengers. He died in Age of Ultron, as most of you know that. There's talk about, maybe he can come back, maybe he will come back, but it's going to be really hard to do something like that. So plus, you've got in the comics, you've got Magneto's children as Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch. Scarlet Witch is in the Avengers. She's a big deal in there. I mean, she was friggin' the whole reason for Civil War, right? So I don't know. It's going to be near impossible for them to incorporate this as is. They're going to have to play something. They're going to have to replace these characters. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do it. And the thing is, this movie, no matter which way they go with it, it's a lost cause. It's kind of like, I mean, this is kind of like an origin story for Phoenix, and we've seen a million origin stories lately. I think the public is tired of them. They don't want to see anymore. They just want to see some action. And the action in this and the plot line seems a lot like what it was in Last Stand. I don't know how they're gonna figure that, but anyways, it says on here that I'm looking at on IMDb that there is a New Mutants movie planned for 2019 coming out. They've probably already started footage on that, and an X-Force movie. I don't know about those. The New Mutants, possibly you could see. That's another one that may have been planned and almost done before the Disney takeover. X-Force, I don't think you're going to see that. At least you're not going to see it as they had planned it. Maybe you'll see it as a Disney movie with a Marvel stamp on it. How they would do that, I have no idea, because how are you going to? X-Force is a product of the X-Men. How are you going to do that at this point? I don't know. I don't know how they're going to do all this stuff. I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with. I have a feeling it's going to have something to do with what happens with Thanos. Something to do with with the correction that they make with him going back in time or something. That's going to have some deleterious effect on the population and maybe somehow create mutants. I don't know. Maybe it's going to reset everything. They're going to retcon all the movies. They're going to restart everything. And then, the Avengers will appear. I don't know. But anyhow, that's it for now. Listen, guys, I know these review things right now are kind of sketchy because I have to use the camera, the iPhone type deal. But I am getting OBS set up and a mic, and we'll do these proper. But for now, listen, please like, share, please subscribe. Please hit that bell for future notifications. More of these will be coming. Stay tuned, and The Martian is out.